Well, hello everybody, it's me, GhostCritic, and this all feels very familiar, though a little bit strange, but in a good way. For those of you who've been with me for quite a while, you will know that every Friday I used to do a comic book review video of all the titles that I picked up on the previous Wednesday. And it was about summertime and I was kind of feeling a bit, let's say, lazy. I was being a bit lazy. It was the summer. I wanted to relax a little bit, and so I kind of just stopped doing the weekly reviews and just took a rest from doing those. And it was sad because I'd been doing it for years and years, and you know, I'd taken a couple of breaks along the way, but they were the main reason I was doing this channel. And it's just great to kind of be back now, though I'm not doing a weekly one. You all really need to calm down. What I'm going to do for the rest of the year is I'm going to do my best of the month. My favourite books that I've read that I've picked up on my pull list. So every month I'll be doing a review video highlighting my 5 favourite comic books of that month, and if they think that there's some that are just kind of missed the mark, they'll get a couple of like honourable mentions. So without further ado, let's kick off with my first comic book review of September. Right, we're going to kick off my top 5 with a Marvel Secret Wars tie-in book, and it is this one, Weird World issue number 4. Jason Aaron and Mike Del Mundo creating this kind of area of Battle World, this kind of planet that Doom is kind of holding together, but obviously with this part of the world he couldn't quite get it down to earth, as we have Archon searching this kind of floating island on Battleworld, looking for his kind of hometown, home village of Pulmachus, however you want to pronounce that. And let's be honest straight off the bat with this book, the story isn't the star here, I'm afraid. Yes, it's fun enough, you kind of get the search, capture, fight, escape kind of scenario, and that's kind of been the way the storyline has gone from issue to issue. But of course the star of this book is the art. It's phenomenal. Mike Del Mundo with Marco Delfonso on colours have just created this gorgeous fantasy world full of crazy, imaginative kind of races and characters, and I've just lapped every visual page up. Just like I said, it is the star of this book and why it's in my top 5. We have in this issue Akron taking down, or trying to take down, one of Morgan Le Fay's kind of, I guess, soldiers. So he doesn't kind of get home. He's causing a lot of trouble within her domain, as she is the one who rules this part of Battleworld. And hey, there's a gang of man-things involved here, and who doesn't like to be surrounded by man-things? Okay, that's just me. My second choice of September comes from Neil Gaiman and J.H. Williams III, and it was finally the final issue of Sandman Overture, issue number 6. Now, I kind of struggled to put this actually in my top 5 books, mostly due to kind of like the massive delays that we've waited between titles. While, you know, it is kind of like we've almost forgotten what has gone on before, you have to kind of go back and read the last issues. But I don't mind that. I don't want my books to just kind of be left on a shelf once I've read them once. I want to go back, I want to reread them, I want to recapture what, you know, I may have lost. just to get that kind of fully formed picture and reading experience. These aren't just books that you throw away after a read or just leave to gather dust on your shelves. And this is a title, along with the rest of Neil Gaiman's hugely successful and popular Sandman run, that I will be coming back again to reread. And yes, it did get delayed for so long, but the issues were always worth the wait. Neil Gaiman really attempted to stay true to his original series, and J.H. Williams III's art on this, again, it's another tour de force where he just breaks all panel boundaries and makes these wonderful kind of tapestries of artwork that just fit the Sandman universe so well. I said when this first came out, because a lot of people were asking me, do I have to have read the original series? And at the start I kind of said, I don't think you really have to have, because this is a kind of prequel. So although, you know, everything should be fresh and new to every single reader because we've not known what came before the original series, I think now coming to the end of it, I kind of go both ways, because if you have read the Sandman series already, especially in this issue, there are so many treats and Easter eggs that Neil Gaiman has plucked from his main series and put in here, that, you know, you can't help but just kind of, I know what he's saying there. I know what he wants me to look out for when I kind of reread it. And that's the same kind of thing for those people who haven't read the original series yet. And my God, above all books, above all series, I should say, lengthy series, you should read The Sandman, because it is a great series full of just amazing storytelling from Neil Gaiman. He really put his heart and soul into this run. But once you've read the prequel, as you're reading along the original series, you will hearken back to this and go, ah, that's why that was said there, or that's why that was done there. The great thing about this book was, yes, it is a prequel, and between them, Williams and Gaiman have really ensured a kind of seamless transition into the original series by the end of this book. I really enjoyed this. I kind of envy those people who are going to wait for the inevitable trade that comes out for this. You are going to have the most amazing time and journey, and if you are one of those people that have picked this up and not read the original series, go on to the original series. Please, you will not be disappointed. Next up, Deadly Class, issue 16, the Hogwarts for Assassins, the Breakfast Club with Bites. This is one of Rick Remender's top books he is putting out right now, and it just gets so good with every issue. You just kind of waiting for Remender to kind of drop the ball on this book, but he never does. I know that seems odd because you don't want the book to get bad, but you just think, how is Remender doing this? He's got like countless books out at the moment, and yet, I mean, this is my favourite that he's putting out right now, and he just doesn't drop a beat, whether it's a slow beat, whether it's a frenetic fast beat, he just nails it every time. In this issue we kind of have pretty much everyone unravelling, and there are barely any friendships left going here, as kind of Marcus falls deeper and deeper into his kind of depression, and his kind of self-loathing, and not realising, but thinking that he's just not worth kind of walking this earth. And it worries me to some extent, because partially this book, and Remender has said that this is kind of moments of his own life. It's almost in essence an autobiography. There is some dark stuff going on here, and to think Remender has kind of been part of this journey in real life, props to him for coming out the other side. This is all being set up for a kind of a battle royale, last student standing free for all, as the kind of end of year examination test is to basically take each other out. So I am expecting huge amounts of blood, of gore, of violence, of just smackdown heaven coming in deadly class for the next issue. Really one of, well, it is the top image book out now and the best Remender is putting out right now. Yes, it's that man again, Rick Remender. He hits a home run once more. It's Tokyo Ghost issue number 1. Really, Rick Remender, how does he do it? How? Again and again, he comes out with these amazing, imaginative, well-realised worlds, and they are so different from each other. Sean Murphy, Matt Hollingsworth on colours, just add to the spectacle of this book. We are thrown into a society that's kind of immersed in this kind of technology that is you're kind of permanently plugged into. It's over the top violence, lots of bloodshed, there's explosions, and we have the whole of the population lapping it up. It's really kind of a not so veiled judgment on kind of today's social networking society and how immersed we are into just looking at a kind of screen, whether it's on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop, and not seeing what's around you, what's outside that little tiny box of digital pixels. We follow these two guys, Debbie Decay and Led Dent, who are kind of enforcers who are trying to take down this kind of mass murderer who kind of uses game technology and that like to kill people, and it's just a frenetic, exciting, let's say over the top violent ride. But hidden inside there we do have this kind of love story between the two main characters. Led Dent is so hooked on the technology that all he sees is, you know, his TV programs, all these adverts, and you just see his face with the kind of like displays in front of him of all the kind of adverts, the programs, the pop music, and it's just filled his life. Debbie Decay is one of those people that are not connected to this kind of massive internet, I guess, and she longs to have her boyfriend, her partner back, but he is just so deep in there that he is not going to be able to kind of rehabilitate himself out of the tech society. So there is that kind of sad twinge to this. Sean Murphy and Matt Hollingsworth create this so detailed world and environment, you know, that they use every inch of the page and nothing is missed. I mean, the last time we saw Sean Murphy that I remember reading is of course Joe the Barbarian, when he hooked up with Grant Morrison, and it was the same there. He fills the page with so much imagination, and again, it's like say the detail in it is just amazing. This is one of those books that you have to reread and relook at to capture everything within the page. Definitely a great book to pick up and try out for the future. Right before I tell you what my favourite book of the month was, these are just a few of my books that didn't quite make my top 5 favourites, but still deserve some honourable mentions. This is going to be a quick fire review. We're kicking off Midnighter issue number 4. Midnighter teaming up with Grayson in Russia, and this deserves a mention if only for the not so subtle homoerotic sauna fight. I mean, come on. I just don't know how they kept their towels on. Issue number 9 of The Fade Out, Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. 3 more issues to go, and finally we have some kind of secrets revealed of the past of our 2 main writer characters, and which kind of clears up parts of this noir murder mystery set in the heydays of Hollywood. More crime noir, this time it's Dark Corridor, issue number 2. This is, has that kind of underground art feel style to it that isn't as maybe refined as The Fade Out, but the stories nonetheless are just as exciting. My only gripe with this is I would rather have a full issue of story rather than breaking it down and having 2 separate ones. Still on the kind of crime kick, it's Stray Bullets issue number 8, and we've got poor, naive, psychotic Crutch. You kind of feel for him, but kind of petrified at the same time. I'm not going to share a urinal with him anytime soon. If you've read the book, you'll understand what I mean. And finally, a Secret Wars tie-in into Infinity Gauntlet issue 4, primarily because of Jerry Duggan's art. Great, action-packed, very well realised. We've got Guardians of the Galaxy in this, we've got the Nova Corps in here, we've got Thanos in here, and they are all battling for those goddamn gems. Fun. Now my final title. I will go so far as to say it was my favourite read of September. What is this book? Well, it is Nameless, issue number 5, Grant Morrison and Chris Burnham. Their kind of sci-fi horror extravaganza. What is it about this book that I loved, especially this issue? I mean, it was just so creepy, so unnerving in all the right ways. I watch a lot of people reviewing books, and a lot of the time people say with books that they find it too confusing. The writer doesn't reveal enough at the beginning. You don't really know what's going on. But with this book, that angle is perfect. The thing about, for me, for reading comic books is that, you know, and it happens very, very rarely, as fun and as exciting and entertaining as I find them, it's very rare that I find a book that you kind of almost immerse yourself into the scene and you are there, to coin a phrase, on the edge of your seat. And in this book, with the seance that they have, with this strange alien kind of artifact, I was just like, I was scared to turn the page over. It was so creepy and dark. You are the main character, Nameless. You are just as confused as he is. You don't know about your past and what is real, what isn't real. There are just so many layers to this book that Grant Morrison is revealing, and under those layers are, yes, more layers, and the surprises that come out of it. Oh, this book is turning into an absolute phoenix. It kind of like, it was growing at the beginning anyway as one of my favourite books, but this issue really just pushed it forward. Burnham and Fairburn have got the kind of horrific acid trip, scary horror element down to a T. There are some very kind of X-rated 18 film rating viewing here. I would not be giving this to your young kids, but it is fantastic. Again, the imagination of Burnham, the colouring of Fairburn in this. This isn't kind of muted dark colours. We're talking vivid blasts of kind of primal horror colours, and I'm lapping it up. This was a great issue. Loved it. And that's it for this week, or I should say maybe this month. I hope you like this new look comic book review video. As I said, for the rest of the year, I think I will do it in kind of monthly installments, and I'll just talk about my kind of favourite books of the previous month, and I'll do a few honourable mentions along the way. And then when the new year comes, we'll look at maybe increasing that just a little. I hope you enjoyed this. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and come join me again in another video very soon. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and in the comment section below, let me know what you thought of the books I read, if you were picking them up. Did I pick the right choices? What did I miss out on? Until next time, thank you so much for watching and giving me all your support. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.